And welcome back again. So today we will be continuing chapter 5, that is education. So starting with the factors affecting educational achievement. So what is educational achievement? Educational achievement is basically how well is individual performing in the school, that how well his or her progress is going, and this is usually measured by their exam results, that how they're performing. It matters by their results. So now let's talk about educational inequality. Educational inequality is when different groups are treated differently and they have different educational achievements. Educational achievements I've already told you, and they have different educational achievement based on their class, gender, and ethnicity. So this is the conflict again, that in education social inequality can again be seen. So let's talk first about the gender. So in past, schooling was reserved for boys, and girls received little education, and boys were more likely to go to school than girls. This was because parents thought that the education for boy is important because he had to handle the career, he have to look after the house as breadwinner, and girls are most likely to get married and they have to do household chores rather than focusing on their career. But today boys and girls follow the same curriculum, and girls tend to do better than boys on average. So let's talk about some points that why girls do better than boys. First thing is that motivation of girls have increased, and girls see more successful women as their role models. They know that they don't have to become housewives and mothers, and they have to focus on their education and career. And the schools now ensure girls to have the same opportunities as boys to succeed, and teachers also encourage them to aim for their career, and the girls are motivated and work consistently over long period. And it is said that girls mature earlier than boys. And let's talk about some points that why do boys underachieve. Boys may be treated differently in schools than girls, and the teachers may believe that poor study and behavior is normal for boys, and boys are punished more than girls are because they are not completing their work, they're not completing their homework. And boys may overestimate their ability, and they think they can do well without working hard, and girls naturally they believe that they can achieve if they work hard. Laddish behavior is when they think they will lose their status if they work hard. So this is the laddish behavior. Boys may feel that there is a little point of working hard to pass exams when there are fewer job opportunities for them. Boys and girls spend leisure time differently, and boys believe that reading is more appropriate for girls, so they may don't take part. This is also a effect that is why boys underachieve. Now coming to ethnicity, that many individuals are from all ethnic backgrounds. These groups do less than average. Minority ethnic groups do less, and but in 2012, two minority ethnic groups perform well above the national figure. Let's talk about some points that why do some ethnic groups do less than others. Ethnic groups do better than others because ethnicity cannot be separated from class and gender, and people were from lower and poor backgrounds, and some were from professional backgrounds. So this is also a difference. Wider social factors, if there is discrimination. What is discrimination? Is when one group is treated unfairly, so this is discrimination. So wider social factors affects if there is discrimination. The society may fail to eliminate racism, and cultural differences. If the values of home clash with the values of school, it will hold the progress. It could be genetic differences, that ethnic groups have different levels of abilities, and there would be the factors within school that they may be discriminated by school. The teachers may assume that the pupil from ethnic minority groups cannot do, and what is taught in the lessons may be see that other cultures as your point of view, and the other culture is devalued. So this is also a problem, and the authorities may not deal with racism. So this is the ethnicity effect on educational achievement. Now let's talk about the social class. So social stratification is the major influence on educational achievement. The development of schools was much based on social class. Let's talk about some reasons that why working class people underachieve. So they underachieve because the factors such as labeling, setting, streaming lead to their underachievement. What is labeling? Labeling is defining a person in a particular way. What is setting? Setting is when children are taught in classes of similar ability for the subject. So this is the factors, they are labeled, they are uh, taught in the classes of similar abilities, and that's why they underachieve. Inherited intelligence, it can be that middle class people do better in schools because they have inherited intelligence, and home background can be a reason because working class children are having low expectations, and there could be language differences, cultural capital, it could be class position. In comparisons to the middle and upper class, they would be in comparison. So these are some of the reasons that affect social class and educational achievement. Okay, let's come to the material influences on education. First, the social class. Social class refers to the factors of living of children. That the children live in margins of poverty are educationally disadvantaged because they are not having a quiet place to study, because these houses are small, and they have no proper diet, so problems in concentration, and they could be tired. They are being unable to afford extras, for example, they're going to a trip or their books, their bag, etc., and they don't have to go to preschool education, so they could be find difficulty in having the other, so they must have few resources at home. This could be also a reason. They have to pay their fees by themselves, so they have part-time jobs after school, so they don't have time to complete their homeworks and all, and they cannot afford so attending the disadvantaged schools, and they are from families that are not financially able to support for higher education. Coming to ethnicity, ethnic groups are mostly from working class, so they suffer from material disadvantages and more than majority ethnic groups. And in gender, where family has less resources, they think that it's important to educate boys, so girls education is seen less important, and they're not given the proper education. Now, cultural influences on class, gender, and ethnicity. So, culture deprivation are the values and attitudes from the background that prevents children achieving in education. It comes from the values and the attitudes rather than money and resources. They may have a fatalistic attitude. They are being unable to see benefits of putting rewards for boys, thrills and excitement, which can get them into trouble, and having parents who do not have valuable education. Loyalty to the group, and absence of successful role models in family. So, working class parents don't see benefits of education and they want their children to succeed. They can also lack cultural capital that middle class and upper class people have. The advantages parents give to the children in terms of cultural capital include books, visits to art galleries, museums, and all. Coming to ethnicity, in ethnicity can influence their achievement. The children are successful when their ethnic background is high. So cultural background is also affecting because of ethnicity. Gender is when boys and girls start school, they have a clear idea of behavior. Girls may see their future in terms of marriage and motherhood. This is usual, and they may feel qualifications are unnecessary for them and not to work hard. And boys may think that they have to work. In modern societies, girls are most likely to be involved in education and have career aims.